what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here on the Shartimus Wank channel, doing my first ever review of the Walking Dead TV series, episode 2 of season 3. I was at Sean Long, the Batgirl Raquel's place over in Sacramento over the weekend with the lovely Shirley One, and we were watching it. Just had a great time. I absolutely loved this episode. I watched it twice, man. I just thought it was great. Now, I will give spoilers in this video, and I'm not going to try to make this video very long. I kind of want to talk about the highlights, the things that I really liked the most, and how it kind of connected to the comic book, because I've been reading the comic book ever since the second trade paperback came out. So I've been reading it for a long time. It's my favorite comic. I absolutely love it. So anyway, the whole episode starts out with Herschel. He'd gotten his leg cut off by Rick. Very similar kind of thing in the comics when Dale gets bitten by a walker in the ankle and Rick cuts him off in the middle of the shin, man. Terrible, dude. Oh, I hated seeing that. It's like, dude, it's got... I mean, if I'm going to get bit and you're going to try to save my life by cutting off, you know, the foot, I mean, cut me off over at the knee where it's like mostly cartilage and tendons and stuff like that. Not in the middle of the bone right through the shin, man. Oh, nasty. And the way they show the stump with all the blood and the sounds and everything, I get some really tight shots in there, man. It's nasty, dude. I loved it. I thought it was great. Oh, by the way, forgive my attire. I'm about to go play tennis, or you can call this my zombie apocalypse attire. This is what I would look like if there was a zombie apocalypse going on, right? Maybe. I don't know. If I was in Georgia, who knows? Anyway, so I thought that was really nasty. Throughout the whole episode, we don't know if Herschel's going to live or not. It's very scary. You don't know if he's going to end up turning into a walker or not. And you know, spoiler alerts, big time on this one. He does end up living, but we have some scenes where it's kind of scary. Rick ends up handcuffing him to the bed. And there's a part where Laurie's giving mouth-to-mouth to Herschel because his breathing stopped and everything. And oh man, I was like, oh, you're kissing a guy that might be a zombie. Oh man, I was just like, ah. And then finally he revives and he like wraps his arms around her kind of when he comes back, and I was like, oh no, man. I don't know, that part just got freaked. I love that part. It just freaked me out. And it turns out he just lived and he was okay and everything, but you have that moment where you feel like her face is getting kind of bit off by a zombie, just like how that happened in the webisode of Walking Dead. So I thought that was tight as hell. That was great. And but the big thing that happens in this one is that they run into a bunch of prisoners that are staying in the cafeteria, very much like the comic book. In the comic book there's 4 prisoners. In this one there's 5. And in the comic book there's a leader. His name is Dexter. And he's this, you know, he's definitely the alpha male out of those 4. And in the TV show, you have the Latino dude who's definitely the alpha male out of the 5 of them. And just right off the bat, things are bad between him and Rick. Like the guy pulls out his gun on these people and everything, on Daryl and Rick and everything, and they have the Mexican standoff and whatnot, and they basically they argue over the supplies and stuff or where they're gonna live. They're trying to kick Rick and everybody out of there. And the other thing too is that they have no idea what's been going on. So anyway, the big thing that happens in this episode that really blew my mind is that you see Rick kill the Latino dude. Now this happens because the Latino dude tried to kill Rick. So they're trying to get into the cell block. I didn't explain this very well, but they make a deal where they can all stay there. So Rick, Daryl, and T-Bone are going to help the prisoners get into a cell block in exchange for half of the food supplies. So that's basically the deal there. So they're fulfilling their end of the bargain. They'd already gotten their food and everything. So the 3 of them are going to go help the prisoners. And while they're opening the cell block, first off, Rick tells the guy, just open, one door, and all these zombies come spilling in instead. And they just keep going at it, and during the melee, the Latino dude swings at a zombie and then almost like goes past the zombie and swings at Rick, and Rick dodges it and everything. And then Latino dude grabs the zombie and throws him onto Rick, and then Daryl comes in and saves Rick. But, they clear out the zombies and they're kind of standing face to face, and Rick has his machete and just chops the guy right in the middle of the head. placing himself as the alpha male once again. You know what I mean? I just love that because it's very similar to how it happened in the comics. Now in the comics, the prisoners actually found, the 4 prisoners actually found all an extra cache of weapons and everything, and then they tried to kick all the you know, Rick and all the people out of there, and they hold them off at gunpoint and everything like that. But I guess somebody had left the door open or something, and then a whole rush of zombies came in, so the whole thing got all chaotic and everything. Everyone's shooting at the zombies and stuff, and then during the melee, Rick just turns over to Dexter and shoots him in the head. So I thought that was tight. Very similar kind of, you know, very different, but similar in the same kind of way, like the core principles of the character establishing himself as a dominant male, and he will not be fucked with. That's basically it. Rick is, you know, saying that, you know, don't fuck with me, I will kill you. And he told the Latino dude earlier, if I you know, if you cross me or if you step into our cell block at all, I see you anywhere near it or anything like that, I will kill you. And he says that earlier on, like, I will kill you. And then later on, Rick, sure enough, fucking kills him, you know, right in the head. So I thought that was really dope. After he cuts the guy, the small black dude goes running off and everything. And then he kind of runs outside into this courtyard area where it's full of zombies, and then Rick is right behind him and locks the gate on him and closes the door and says, you better run, boy, and, you know, and turns around and you just hear the guy, you know, getting eaten alive by zombies. Absolutely terrible. So very, very gruesome stuff, man. And then I don't want to... Oh, earlier on, I thought it was really cool because the prisoners had no idea what was happening, so they tried to explain to them that you have to, you know, attack the zombies in the head. They're like, oh, you're trying to tell us how to kill a man? We know how to... And like, no, these are not men. Like, you have to give them a blow to the head, so, you know. And then, so the first time with, you know, Rick, Daryl, and T-Bone with the prisoners are going to attack a bunch of zombies. They come around the corner and everything, and they're saying stay in a tight formation and all that, and let's, you know, and then Daryl's giving this count off, and right after he goes to, the prisoners go rushing in, and they're attacking the zombies in the stupidest ways possible. It's like some true, you know, prison riot bullshit, you know. They're getting shanked in the gut and everything. They're kicking the zombies on the ground like that's going to do something, you know. I just thought that was hella funny. I thought that was great. But the big guy, he ended up getting killed. Really cool, nasty thing is that one of the zombie prisoners has handcuffs on his wrists, and it gets so excited that it yanks out of the cuffs, but it tears the hand off, so it's just got this bone stump at the end, and goes after the big black dude like that and scratches him down the back. And that's, you know the dude's totally fucked. And he's like, no, I'm okay, it's just a little scratch, just a scratch and everything. While they're talking about it, Latino dude fucking hits him upside the head with a machete and just hacks and hacks and hacks away at him, and, you know, basically kills the black dude. So that's like, you know, one sign that, like, dude, this guy's crazy as hell. So, yeah, another really cool thing that happened I liked is, or I may have mentioned it earlier, I can't remember, because it's my second take of doing this video. But anyway, is that Carl went and got medical supplies all on his own. You don't see it happen, but he came back with a bag full of medical supplies for Herschel because he didn't have anything. And he fought 2 walkers all by himself. So I thought that was really cool. You see Carl grow. He's my favorite character from the show and everything. And, you know, of course, Lori, you know, gives him shit. I can't wait for her to die. So anyway, yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I didn't want to make this too long. Herschel ends up living. Carol ends up finding a zombie that she wants to practice, you know, doing surgery, a C-section on, you know, for Lori because she's preggers. And I think that's kind of weird because it's like the skin tissue and stuff can't possibly be the same. A living person that's pregnant compared to a zombie that's been rotting out in the sun for how long. So, I don't know. I think that was a little bit bullshit, but we didn't have any Andrea or any Michonne at all in this episode, which is okay. I don't think they're terribly missed because there's so much stuff going on already. And, but, you know, when they show us the clips for the next episode, we definitely see Michonne and Andre, and we see the governor! So I'm really stoked about that. Gonna see the governor, man. He's a terrible, evil character. And he looks nothing like the governor from the comic books, but the Latino dude in this episode looked pretty much like the governor, which I thought was kind of funny. So, yeah. So that's my review, you guys. I hope you dug it. Let me know if I should make more of these as the episodes come out. If not, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I make tons of videos anyway. So I will catch you later. Peace, bro.